Let's get into some things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be as bad, because I don't be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I'm talking about y'all. It's gonna be y'all. Fix me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Happy hump day. Sorry I'm late. I was trying to charge up the daggone MacBook. Y'all ain't tell me how long it take MacBooks to charge. That thing, I was waiting and waiting. I was waiting for it to get enough juice that I could use. Enough juice that I could use the thing. But I don't know. It's still charging over there, child. So anyway, it should have a full charge tomorrow. So that's why I'm late. I was trying to get a charge. You know what I'm saying? Let me say hi to the people. Oh, El Teddy. All right. Well, welcome. All right, you guys. Let me say hi to the people. What's up, Amber? Hey, Miss Rel. Lovely Nola. Nikki. What's up, Nay? Hey, Benji. What's up, Quake? Hershey, Chocolate Mimi. Hey, what's up, Powerful? Majani. Hey, Boo. Lock Queen. Brown Mama. Yes, hit that like button and subscribe. And sit back and have a good time. Yes. Hey, Tiffany. What's up, Tracy? One half of my twins. Ellen, what's going on? Yana. Hey, Boo. El Teddy wasn't playing. Ciao. What's up, Miss Bait Thing? Hey, Marnie. Uh-oh. You skipped class? Okay, I won't say nothing. Crazy Homebody Girl, what's going on? Nubian Mahogany, what's up, Itty Bitty? Hey, Brown Mama. I said Brown Mama. Diamond Pearl, what's up, boo? Hey, Tan, what's going on? The Informed said we are here. Hey, Don. Xavier, what's going on? When it charges, you won't have to charge it for a few days. Well, child, it's charging. Hey, Hibiscus Rose, what's up, Montrez? That lady, 1982, what's up, boo? Essence Beauty, Tawana, what's going on? Felicia, Kitty Doc, what's up, El Teddy? Hey, boo. Kitty Doc, were you here when I opened up your gift and thanked you for it? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that birthday gift. I appreciate it. I do. I hope you were here or you saw the replay. What's up, Miss Cookie? So what's going on, y'all? I know y'all just came from El Teddy's house, and I know El Teddy had a whole moment earlier today, talking about these people and these things that they got going on, okay? Your Mac charges quickly. Well, this is an older Mac. This isn't a brand new computer. Remember, this was a gift that a friend gave me. It's a refurbished, older Mac. So maybe it just takes and I don't use it often. So maybe it just takes a little bit longer to get the juices going. But I've let it die down before, and it didn't seem to take that long to charge. So when I get off of here, I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna play around with it. Oh, you did? Okay. I don't know. And the charger I have it hooked up to, it may not be a powerful, it may not be charging quickly. So anyway, but that's all good. We here today. We're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna make it work. Okay. So let's get into some things. We got some more politics today, child. We have some more politics today. Y'all know I told y'all I don't like doing a whole bunch of politics because y'all know I can't, my mind just be in my mind. But child, if they acting up, and few things we're gonna get into today. So let's get into a few little quick drops before we get into the meat and potatoes of it all. Congratulations to Venus Williams. Venus Williams, at the age of 45, has scored her first WTA win since 2023. Okay. She said after fibroid surgery and a 16-month hiatus, Congratulations to her. Also, she announced her engagement. So congratulations to Venus. Okay, congratulations. The last time she announced an engagement, it quietly went away. And again, even though I come down here and I get paid to tell everybody to talk about other people's business, I do respect a celebrity that chooses to be quiet about their business. Baby, she was with that man. And I remember her doing a whole interview on ESPN and everything else. And her and that man was together. And they just never got married. And you just stopped seeing him. And that was a couple of years ago. I ain't mad at you, Venus. Baby, I'm not mad at you, girl. Okay. Her fiance isn't bad looking. No, he's an actor. He's an actor. Child, I went to the spa today and I had me a good time down to the spa. I had a gift certificate. I had a gift certificate that a friend gave me last year for my 50th birthday, child. And the gift certificate was good for 2 years. So she mailed it to me, so I didn't get it until like maybe October, November of last year. Child, yeah, he white. And so I said, oh, it was one of those things I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And I went on the website and stuff. And then, I put it to the side and I put it to the side and I put it to the side. So I said, well, I'm going to do it over spring break. Spring break came and went. So I said, this summer, I'm going to use that gift certificate. I'm going to have me a spa day. And that's what I did. I did a body scrub and a facial. And it was beautiful. It was divine. I had a great day. It was very relaxing. I sat in the Serenity Room for a little while and just chilled out. I would definitely go back to this establishment and have some other services. The person who did my services was really nice. Black girl, really cool. So it was a good time. Thank you, newbie. I just turned 51 in July. I just turned 51. But thank you, boo. Baby, listen, yesterday I was at the gas station and they asked to see my ID. And I showed the lady my ID. She apologized. She said, oh, I'm so sorry that I carded you. She said, you look so good for your age. I did not know. And I was like, it's okay. Listen, I ain't mad at you for carding me, child. Card me, shit. So anyway, so there was that. Okay, let's get into... Shamia has cleared up the rumors. Shamia said, baby, I never had the Real Housewives of Atlanta in my bio on Instagram. Yesterday, people was trying to say, yeah, Tawana, I will. Yesterday, the girls, everybody's making a big deal about Shamia. They say Shamia took Real Housewives of Atlanta off of her, don't see Angela, don't worry about what I was buying. See, people nosy. Just nosy. But she said, baby, I never had it in my bio. So, the people be looking for stuff and don't even be having the right information, child. She said it was never there. Now, the bigger question is, why wasn't it ever there? I mean, I know they don't have to do it. I know they're not, I know they don't have to put it in their bio, but it's just interesting that she never did. Okay. Yeah. Well, I could see why Shamia might leave. I mean, I could see. I knew. I was pretty certain that they had offered her a season 2. But I could see why she would choose not to come back. I could definitely. You listen. Everybody think they want something till they get it. She might have thought from the sideline it looked good and it was what it was until she actually got in them trenches and realized, oh, no, this ain't. And also, Shamia is in a different space in her life than when she was doing it before, right? When she was a friend of, she was footloose and fancy free, twerking, and, she was living a good life. Now she's a mom of 2 kids and she's a wife and she's got other things going on, right? So maybe I could see why she would choose not to come back. Now, I didn't think she was going to quit, but I could see why she would make that decision for herself. I could, honestly. I respect when folks walk away from me. I do too, Bap. I absolutely do too. And it's okay to say, listen, I thought I wanted this until I got it, and it ain't what I thought it was going to be. Like, it's okay to say that, Congratulations to Brandy and her daughter, Sarai. They're going to be starring together in an upcoming Lifetime holiday movie. Now, I don't know if this means Christmas movie or because holiday and Christmas are two different things. Lifetime has Christmas movies just like Hallmark does. But Lifetime might not call their movies Christmas movies. They might call them holiday movies. A lot of people have moved away from using Christmas and sticking with just holiday. So I'm wondering if that's what it is, but I'm definitely here for it. Y'all know how I feel about my Christmas movies, and I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. So congratulations. Okay. Uber. A double platinum sequel. Child, I forgot about that movie, Double Platinum. That was Brandy and who? Donna Ross? Who else was in that movie with Brandy, Double Platinum? I mean, I remember the title, but I really forgot the movie. Okay. I thought she was going to say Brandy was a grandmother. Was she old enough to be a grandmother? I mean, her daughter old enough to have kids. So, hey, it is what it is, honey. Baby, I finally got my tickets for Brandy and Monica, honey. I'm going to be in the house. I can't wait. I'm excited. All right. Uber is launching a women's only option for passenger and drivers who may feel unsafe with men. I'm okay with that. And I think that's actually a really good option because, listen, sometimes you by yourself, and even under the best of situations with Uber doing whatever it is that Uber has to do to vet people out, I'm okay with this. I think this is actually a really good idea. I think it's actually a really good idea. Now, I prefer a woman because there have been some men that have scared me. Yeah, and I mean, it's all about safety. It's all about safety. I don't see what the problem is. I wonder if it's going to result in longer waits. It might. That's the trade-off back. But you're right. It might. Now, what I have found is, especially when I'm going to the airport, if I'm taking an Uber to the airport, I just scheduled it. And that way, if you schedule a female driver, when you know you're going to need one and you just schedule one, Brand and Gonica about to turn. Oh, child, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. If women stop letting their boyfriends use their account. Oh. They extended the tour. Oh, they did? Oh, good for them. Well, listen, let me tell you something. The reason why it took me so long to get my tickets is because the group chat, y'all know what it is in the group chat. First, it was 4 of us that was like, yeah, we ready to go. And then 1 couldn't go, so that took it down to 3. And then we had found 3 tickets at a good price in Baltimore, and we should have bought the tickets. But you know how you get distracted, right? Oh, yeah, I found the tickets. Oh, here's the price. Oh, yeah, we ready to do it. And we ain't do it. We should have pulled the trigger then. We didn't. So the next day we go back, them tickets are gone. So that we had to start all over again. Child, we went from DC to Baltimore to Charlotte to Greensboro to Hampton to Atlantic City. So then we were going to just do it in Atlantic City and just make it a weekend, right? Do a weekend trip and do it in Atlantic City. And then one of the other people out of the 3 was like, damn, that's the weekend I have a wedding. I can't do it. So then basically, so then we went back to square one. It was just me, and it was just 2 of us. It was me and one of my girlfriends. I was like, what's up? What you doing? She was like, I want to do it. Let's go. I want to do it. I said, okay. Because in my mind, I was like, if you don't want to go now because it's just 2 of us, that's cool. I'm still going to go and I'll be by my damn self. But she was like, let's go. So I looked them tickets up yesterday and I was like, listen. Now, mind you, the tickets we could have got in Baltimore if we had bought them last week or the week before last. It was 4th of July weekend. Those tickets in the 100 section were like $130, $140. I think that might be why the tickets were gone, because I don't think that was the right price to begin with, but it's neither here nor there. Child, now them tickets are up to, I don't even want to tell y'all how much I paid for my tickets. Just know it was over $200. It was less than, just know it was over $200. But I wanted to go. So there it is. I ain't been to a concert since Janet, so it is what it is. Lyft's been doing that for a while. I love having an option. Okay. I very rarely use Lyft and Uber, so I really never paid attention to all of the different options. But that's good to know. That's good to know. I've actually been using Lyft ever since the CEO of Uber decided he was going to testify and tell the world that they love this big, new, beautiful bill, child. I was like, okay, well, you can keep your big, beautiful bill to yourself then. But anyway, that's another conversation. I've been using Lyft, so. Baby, that's why I do not. Let me tell you something. I see y'all talking about Instacart in the comments. That's why I do not like Instacart. That's why I stopped using Instacart, because I used to do before COVID. I used to buy my groceries. I used to order my groceries. Not very often, but I would order my groceries, right? And when I would order my groceries, I never really had a problem. Like, generally speaking, I did not have a problem. But I used to order them from Giant. For those of you who live in the area, y'all know Giant. And Giant had their own delivery company. It was called Peapod or something like that. But that was like through Giant. Well, during the pandemic, I guess the demand was so high that they started contracting it out, and they were contracting out to Instacart and stuff like that. Well, baby, then my groceries started getting real stupid. I mean, real stupid. One time they bought me a whole order that was not mine. And whoever had ordered them groceries must have been making spaghetti, because it was all of the ingredients to make spaghetti. And I was like, these are not mine. These are not my groceries. And with the final straw for me was when, I don't know if y'all remember, when my niece was staying with me, and my niece had COVID. Well, y'all know when you have, the vid, you lose your taste, you lose your sense of taste. Well, she did. But she could still feel the texture. So she was eating biscuits. Basically, she was craving biscuits, and that's all she was eating was biscuits, because I guess it was something about the texture of the bread that she could eat it. So she was basically just drinking broth and eating biscuits. So, and when I say, I mean, like them Grand's biscuits, and she was eating them like 6 at a time. Like, she was tearing them because she was hungry, because she wasn't eating anything else. I remember I ordered biscuits. These fools had a nerve to tell me, we don't have none. We out. The whole grocery store, y'all ain't got no biscuits. None. Grand's make 20 different types of them pop-up biscuits. You don't have none. The whole store. So then I had to get up and go to the grocery store and get her some, because that's all she could eat. Walk straight over to where the biscuits are in the breakfast food section, and it was a whole case of them. The exact same grocery store that just told me we don't have none. That was the last time I ordered using Instacart. That was the last time. Because I was like, this is just ridiculous. Like, if you don't know where they are, just ask somebody. Because that's all that was. All that was that you didn't know where they were in the store. You went where you thought they were, and they weren't there. And so you just didn't ask and look anywhere else, because it ain't no way in hell you gonna tell me. And mind you, I put on there that it didn't, that substitutes, I didn't care about the substitute, because she couldn't taste the difference anyway. It was just the texture. So I didn't care if they were buttermilk. I didn't care if they had butter in them. I didn't care. Just bring me some damn biscuits so I can pop these things in the oven and feed my baby. Like, that's it. Anyway, child, that was the last time I ordered through them. Now I still order my groceries, but I go pick them up. El Teddy said, I remember being on the phone with you when you were getting them biscuits. Yes, because I think, first of all, I was irritated because, you think you're getting something and it doesn't come. Then I was like, now I still have to go out of the house, and it was cold and it was nighttime. Didn't want to be in the store anyway, because it was, during the Panorama, which was the reason why I was ordering them to fucking begin with. Anyway, I hate to hear that, but in my area, there were none because they couldn't get the packaging, they said. Child. Well, I went into the exact same store. They said they ain't have them, and they was right there, all of them, just rows and rows, rows and rows. You know, it's okay to ask, y'all. For all y'all Instacart people out there, you can ask. If you don't know where something is in the grocery store, you can ask. Anyway, neither here nor there. I'm moving right along. But yeah, I was irritated. Oh, I was heated. Okay. Now, Ray Meir done dropped this lawsuit against Jay-Z, y'all. Now, why he dropped it, we don't know. We don't know why he dropped it. Maybe, maybe he got a knock on the door late in the midnight hour. I don't know why he decided that he dropped. Maybe, he got a cash influx. Because it had no merit and it makes no sense. I disagree. Why would you say it has no merit and it makes no sense? I disagree. Now, that doesn't mean that I think he's the father, but I wouldn't say it has no merit and it makes no sense. I disagree 100%. He found some money on the ground. Right, Angela. Here's the reality. This young man has been pursuing this for years. And again, I'm not saying that Jay-Z is that boy's daddy. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is you have been doing this for years. You are now have your case filed where you have been given, you're doing it pro se. You've been given a paralegal through the court to help you, right? To help you. At the very least, wait until the judge throw it out. Like to withdraw it before the judge throws it out. That's the part that I'm like, don't get me wrong. If it had gotten thrown out, I'd be like, oh, well, there it is. But to withdraw it, I don't know. Makes me ask some questions. Things that make you go, Tam, you agree with Xavier? Well, tell me why. Tell me why it has no merit and it makes no sense. What makes no sense and what? Tell me. I'm interested in hearing a different point of view. So let me tell you why I think it makes sense. So here's and I'm not going through all of the twisted turns because, like I said, this thing been going on for a long time. But just on its surface, it's been dismissed before, and he just kept refiling in different states. I mean, but that doesn't answer why it makes no sense and it has no merit. Are you saying it has no merit because it kept getting thrown out? He did DNA through 23andMe, but accused Jay-Z. How he get Jay-Z's DNA? I mean, how did he get Jay-Z's DNA to do a 23andMe? Don't you need the other person's DNA? I'm not being funny. I've never done a 23andMe before. Don't you need, like, a 23andMe just shows it traces yours, right? Okay, so if he did a 23andMe, okay. A positive DNA test is not going to magically make him the father to you. He would have done that already if he wanted to. But that has nothing to do with knowing who your father is. See, knowing who your DNA belongs to has nothing to do with building a relationship. And I can't speak for this young man. I cannot speak for this young man. I don't know what he wants from Jay-Z. I don't know what he wants from Jay-Z. But I don't know what he's looking for, but I don't think that those two are mutually exclusive. Like, I don't know if that's what he's looking for Jay-Z to magically be a father. I'm pretty certain at this point, I mean, I don't know nothing about this young man. Well, he ain't a young man, but I don't think that he would miraculously wake up and think that Jay-Z is going to be a father to him. Like, I hope not. I've done 23andMe. It connects you to others who have also done the test. So somebody else in Jay-Z's family would have had to do the test, like in his immediate family, right? In order for it to be connected. Okay. I mean, that's not an unheard of thing. Like, nobody in my family's done it. Excuse me, y'all. Nobody in my immediate family has done a 23andMe. So, I mean, it's reasonable. It's not an unreasonable thing to be like, oh, well, nobody from Jay-Z's family did one. Nobody in my family's done one. Again, I'm not saying that makes him the father. I'm just saying, I don't know. Either way, it don't matter. It's over now. It's over now.
Live feeds that you haven't seen on the show yet.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. It's over now. Treating me so bad. Over now. It matches your family bloodline. I see. Okay. Got it. I found my bio mom on 23andMe. Congratulations to you. The screen is blinking. I don't know what to tell you. It's not blinking on my end, so I don't know what to do. It's not blinking over here. Is everybody's screen blinking? Do I need to go out and come back in? Tell me. Because it's not blinking on my end. But it does say that my internet connection is low. It does say that. So let me know if it's blinking on y'all's end. Okay, Atalia said it's blinking on her end too. The Inform said no. It blinks every now and then. All right. Well, I can go out and come back in. Let me go out and come back. Okay, stop. Well, let me know. All right. Let me know. Like I said, it does say my signal is low. Okay. Rachel Zoe, who is going to be on this upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, has filed for divorce from her husband while filming the show. Her and her husband have been separated for 10 months. But now, while she's filming a reality show, is when she has chosen to file the paperwork. Can you say, I understand the assignment without saying, I understand the assignment? Girl, that right there is scandalous. That is scandalous. Now, I do know a lot of people have been complaining about the commercials. I mean, even in other spaces where I watch other videos, people are complaining. So I think that's a YouTube thing. If the screen is blank because it's a commercial or it's trying to play a commercial, that's a YouTube thing. And a lot of people have been complaining about that. See, I have premium, so I don't see it. When I'm watching YouTube videos, I don't see commercials. So, but I know for the people who do get commercials, I know a lot of people have been complaining about that. Not just me, because y'all told me about that as well. But in other spaces where I go, there people are complaining as well. So that's a YouTube thing. That's a YouTube thing. What's up, Star? Hey, Miss Parker. Hey, Star. How's it going? How's it going? All right, now Chantel, Jackie Christie's daughter, from Basketball Wives. Y'all know we talked about this yesterday, where with Jackie hit her, and she hit her mama first, and then Jackie hit her. She has released a statement, so let's read what she has to say. Okay. She says, I'll start by saying, if you've never dealt with a toxic mother, then you truly have no idea what it feels like. As painful as it has been to watch these moments of my life play out on TV, I know my younger self is proud of the woman who finally stood up for herself. The truth is, the dynamic isn't rare. It happens in more families than we'd like to admit. Narcissism, jealousy, lies, lack of accountability, gaslighting, abuse, hiding assault, etc. We're just taught to keep it in-house and suffer in silence. I choose to break that cycle. What you witnessed was a masterclass in narcissism, someone lighting the fire behind the scene, then walking away. You look like the arsonist. Oh, so you then walking away, so you look like maybe so you don't look like the arsonist? I don't know. I know what really happened on and off camera all season long. So no, the internet cannot bully me into submission. Y'all know the TV character. I know the mother. She touched my arm. I pushed her off of me. She swung, plain and simple. It's unfortunate things played out this way, and I wish it never happened. But if you knew our history, then you'd know this was a long time coming. I may not be proud of all of my choices this season, but I'm also not ashamed. This is my real life, and I doubt anyone judging me lives a perfect one. I see the hate mail, I see the judgment, but I also see all the messages that say, I've dealt with this too. This reminds me so much of my situation. To those of you with heart and understanding, I see you, and I appreciate your vulnerability. To those of you who've met me with threats, vile statements, and extreme judgment, may you never understand my plight. Celebrating my darkest moments says more about you than it ever will about me. I've always been misunderstood, and this chapter of my life is no different. But I will answer to God, not imperfect strangers who've never walked a step in my shoes. I will keep my head up and my peace in focus as I continue to grow as a mother, a wife, and a woman. Let me say this. This is a beautiful statement. And y'all know I'm quick to come down here and talk about people's grammar, talk about people's, punctuation. Y'all know I'm quick to do that. This is a beautifully written statement. It is. It's beautiful. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know if she wrote it. I don't know if somebody helped her write it. But it is a beautiful statement. Now, let me say this. I didn't watch this season. So my opinions are very limited to just this one scene because I didn't watch the season. Okay? This is what I am going to say as it relates to this. And I know it's easy for me to say what I'm getting ready to say. I know people are going to be like, it's easy for you to say that and da-da-da-da. I get it. I got it. Here's the thing. I don't want to start my statement with if. That's why I'm hesitating, because I'm trying to find a way of saying it without saying if. The situation that you're describing is toxic. It is a toxic situation. And no, I have not walked a mile in your shoes, so I cannot say what did or did not happen or what has or has not happened in your life. You are absolutely correct. And I am about to say that. What I will say, though, is why come on the show? And I know people can say, well, because maybe she wanted to put it out there. Maybe that's how she's processing her trauma. Maybe da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I just don't understand. I just don't get it. And I haven't walked a mile in her shoes, so that's why I'm really trying to be very careful in what I'm saying. I will say this too. Why is your mother the only one to blame? Like I said yesterday, I can accept that Jackie might have been a toxic mom. I can accept that. I wasn't there. I don't know her. But I can accept that maybe she wasn't a perfect mother. I can accept that maybe she didn't do everything right. And I can accept that maybe it was toxic. I can accept that. I don't know. But what I will say is, why does daddy get off the hook? If y'all grew up in the same house, your parents have been married your whole life. He was there. He witnessed it. He saw it. He covered for it. He excused it. He took up for it. He ignored it. Like whatever, however words you want to read, you want to put insert in there. Why does he get a pass? And again, I know people can say, well, you know, she abusing him too. I don't know, you know, but it's just, again, I'm not going to tell this woman what her experience is. I'm not. I am going to say that in that moment, in the clip that I saw, and I understand that things can be edited, y'all. I know what y'all going to say. Well, you know, they be editing stuff, really be, you're right. They might. But in that scene I saw last night or yesterday, girl, you were wrong. That's just my opinion. Because you literally walked away and came back. See, whenever somebody walks away and then voluntarily comes back into conflict, at that point, wherever that conflict goes, I remember one time my brother got into a fight. And my brother got the best of the person that he was fighting. That person went into the house. And my brother stood outside and waited for that person to come back. And the person came back with a pipe. Now, that person could have came back with all kinds of things. Thank God he only came back with a pipe. And then he proceeded to go for round 2 with the pipe. My brother comes home. He's bloody. He tried to lie about what happened. He finally ends up telling the truth. And my father says to my brother, I'm paraphrasing because it was many, many, many years ago. What kind of fool allows somebody to walk away from a fight and come back? I'm paraphrasing, but essentially that's what my daddy said. My daddy said, what kind of fool? Why would you wait? He could have went in the house and got a pow. You don't know what he went in the house to do. So I just feel like whenever somebody walks away from a conflict and then comes back into the conflict, I got to question. I got to question some things. Having a narcissist mother is hell. Be lucky y'all can't relate. Well, I don't know that Jackie's a narcissist. I mean, again, I didn't grow up in that house. I don't know anything more than what this young lady is telling us. Right. I thought she was the favorite. If you go back to when a couple of years ago when the other daughter was a conversation, I thought she was the favorite. I don't know. You said both her kids aren't lying on that lady. They may, again, I accept the fact that she might not be a great mother. What I'm saying though is we overuse the word narcissist. So that's all I'm saying. We as a society, we have learned a word and we have held on. And I just think we overuse narcissists. Everything and everybody that is self-centered is not a narcissist. Everybody that creates dysfunctional relationships is not a narcissist. So that's the only reason why I say that. That's the only reason why I say that. The favorite gets abused the minute they stop placating the parent. True. I can see that. So, again, I don't know all these people's business. I accept that there's some dysfunction. Clearly, there's some dysfunction in this situation. And I also accept that I don't know the whole story because none of us do. None of us know the whole story, right? None of us know the whole story. But girl, I just hope y'all process what y'all need to process, okay? I will say this. I'm tired of untrained medical novice diagnosis medical conditions. If no doctor said it, you're just being an a-hole. So the story of Doug leaving Jackie started from Chantel. Oh, that's who started that rumor? Why they just celebrated their wedding anniversary? Again, that don't mean nothing. We know people put on for the gram. But anyway, Child, so I just thought I'd bring y'all that update, honey. I thought I would let y'all give y'all that update, honey. Hold on. Let me see before we get into these. I agree with Italia. I think that's a perfect way to end this. I agree with what you said. Chantel is entitled to how she feels about her mama. However, comma, she was wrong for how she handled her mom in that situation. Boom. I like it. I like that. Exclamation point, and we are moving on. So here's a quick one before we get into these lawsuits, child, because we got a couple of lawsuits to talk about today, okay? Now, we talked, y'all remember when we was talking about DJ Mustard and his ex-wife and how they had been together sleeping on the floor when they ain't even have enough money for furniture, and now he's a multi-million-dollar producer, and they finally got married, and then like 6 months later he was divorcing her. I think I'm exaggerating with the 6 months later, but it was like maybe a year and a half. They've been together for 10 years. They got married when they ain't had nothing. Like I said, they were sleeping on the floor, didn't have no furniture, and now he's a millionaire. They get married, and then he cheats on her and then divorces her. Okay, remember we talked about that? And then he took everything from her, didn't want to give her no money, didn't want to do nothing, and she had to take him to court. And she didn't walk away with a whole lot of money. She gets a lot of money in child support, but she doesn't get a lot of spousal support. I think she got a car in one of the houses or something like that. We talked about all of that. Well, child, they was down to the social media acting a fool. So let's read through what had happened. Okay, let's read through. Yeah, we talked about that, Nubian. So you got to come to the tribe meeting regularly, girl. You got to be here regularly, okay? So let's read. Let's read through these messages. I'm trying to make sure I do them in order. So let me read through these messages. So, let's see. DJ Mustard's ex-wife, Chanel, seemingly shades him on Threads. Quote, I've never in my life met anyone more bitter than the person I'm forced to deal with. So this is what she wrote, okay? I know, Nubia, I'm just messing with you, boo. I have never in my life met anyone more bitter than the person I am forced to deal with. How did a simple, can I have the football schedule, turn into you updating your relationship status? Sir, I can give a fuck less if y'all are engaged. Congrats. Can someone please send me the motherfucking schedule now? Damn, I'm really annoyed. I've asked everyone on that side for my baby stuff, and they keep ignoring me. Insane. Then she says, your fiance riding around with our son not in a car seat. I say something about this, and once again, it's met with an ignore. My child's safety will never be taken lightly. Everyone will respect me. She put everyone in capital letters. Everyone will respect me as those kids' mother, or I'll take it each and every time, or I'll take, it says I'll take it each and every time. Now run me that football schedule. She really want this football schedule, don't she? Okay. So then she finally says, now please find something safe to do besides playing with me on the back end, yet presenting yourself happy to the world, clown. Ooh. So then it went into the messages. So let's read through. DJ Mustard's ex-wife shares text messages on her being confronted by Mustard's fiance after a recent post about parenting issues and her son's car safety. So here we go. It's cut off. I don't have this. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. It says, hey, what's up? I was just sent a threads of you talking about me. You said you don't talk about me on the internet and you have my @ but I haven't heard anything from you. You didn't text me anything about a car seat. What's going on? You good? So then the ex-wife responds, oh, look at that. A response. I texted you yesterday. Did I not? So then it says, I I said about a car seat that what I saw on Threads. I don't. Oh wait a minute, hold on. It's cut off, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. What does it say here? It's cut off. I'm gonna read y'all what I have. It's the top part is cut off. She said, "I don't give a f about what you and your baby daddy are going through regarding football. Take that up with him. I'm talking about a car seat and child safety that you are so concerned about, but didn't hit me up. Yet you are texting about a football schedule, but writing on the internet that you have my number. What's the internet going to do about it?" Ooh. Oh, okay. So then Chanel, the ex-wife, responds, "And I don't give a fuck about how you feel about what the fuck I said on my threads. Take it up with a therapist." She said, "Take it up with a therapist. You willingly joined this circus and you are clearly in on the games he plays. I hit Dijon," because that's his name, Dijon. That's where the mustard comes from. His name in real life is Dijon. "I hit Dijon on the OFW about you not having Cody in a car seat." I don't know what OFW means. I don't know. That's some slang. That's some young people slang. Xavier, what does OFW mean? Because why is he not in one? Dijon, of course, ignored me about the situation. So then she said, the new girlfriend says, "You know who needs a therapist? You." You need somebody to talk to. You taking up your grievances with your baby daddy over the internet for 3+ years like they can do absolutely anything to help you is insanity. But last time I talked to you, you said you wanted to keep this cordial, and if you had something to say to me, you would contact me. But I heard nothing from you about a car seat, so I'm done talking. I know what you need. Well, she did say that she texted you and you didn't respond, but okay. Child, they put their business out here, honey. They put their business out here, okay? Oh, it says, okay, fine, whatever. Okay. It makes no sense in that context? Okay. So then Chanel says, "Let's get the titles correct since you're new here and clearly very bothered by the antics he puts you in. Dijon is only one of our baby daddies here." Ooh. "I spoke to you last time and you swore up and down our beef wasn't yours. You then still came to my son's graduation and said absolutely nothing to me. Why? If we didn't have beef. You have some class if you insert yourself in someone else's family. At the very least you could do is speak to the mother while attending her kids' events. That's bare minimum. I shouldn't have to teach you this. You're older than me." Ooh, now you older than me. "You're older than me. So based on that, we do have a problem. Hence why I didn't bring it to you. I brought it to his dad and it went ignored. Now I'm asking you again, capital AGAIN, since you wanted..." Okay. "Since you wanted to speak personally about this, why was my kid not strapped in?" So then all she responded was, "I see you when I see you." So then she once again responded, "My voice, my platform, which is the internet, is all I have. Dijon hates for his real image to be exposed. The clean-cut family man is more marketable. My 6-year-old can't let me know about his football. All that was said was he had a flag and he won his game. I then proceeded to text Dijon, his mom, his nanny, and fiance. It fell on deaf ears. I also attached the judgment showing that with the custody we shared, Dijon is supposed to speak to me before enrolling our kids in any activities." So it sounds like she's within her rights to want to know what the hell is going on if the boy playing football and the mama wasn't asked or wasn't. It sound like she's in with her rights. So then she says, "I know y'all would hate to think your fave is this raggedy, but indeed." The silence on that side is very loud. The texts and OFWs, I have are even louder. Very tired. Listen. And then she says, I'll raise hell behind my kids like any parent and mother would. Listen, I'm just bringing this to y'all because I thought that it was just, they put us in a business. Okay. I agree, Ms. Rail. She need to call her attorney and let her attorney handle it. I don't agree with her necessarily bringing it to the internet. But, you know, I understand the frustration. All right. The Wall Street Journal is not taking their foot off of Cheeto Dumpy Pants' neck. They released the article today, which said that the Justice Department briefed Donald Trump back in May that his name was mentioned in the Epstein files, despite him claiming he was never told. So that probably explains why he's been acting the way he's been acting. And of course, all of these wannabe distractions that he keeps trying to put out there. So we don't care. You could talk about arresting Obama. Obama got enough money to pay the best lawyers. I'm not worried about that. You can even talk about investigating Obama. Who cares? Because thanks to you, the Supreme Court said that the president of the United States has immunity. So what the fuck you gonna do about it? I don't care nothing about you wanting the Washington football team to change their name back to the Redskins. As somebody who's a lifelong Washington football team fan, I don't give a fuck what the name is. I'm a root for them on Sunday, okay? You talking about you not gonna get them a new stadium. Okay, whatever. Like whatever you coming up with, I don't care. And like I said last week, if Epstein is the hill that MAGA is willing to die on, then let it roll. Don't never show them files. Let MAGA keep getting mad. Let MAGA keep burning hats and filing lawsuits and shit. If this is the hill, they didn't care nothing about poor kids. They didn't care about veterans. They didn't care about old kids. They didn't care about people being arrested without due process and being shipped across to other countries. They didn't give a damn about Medicare. They didn't give a damn about kids having school. They didn't give a damn about all the other shit that this man has done. They didn't care about federal workers losing their jobs. Like, they didn't care about none of that. If this is the hill that MAGA is going to die on, then let it burn. Because let's be clear. There was never any doubt in my mind that Donald Trump was on that list. So I don't really give a damn about y'all putting the list out. I don't care about the files coming out. I honestly don't. I'm just being real about it. I honestly don't. Now, if they come out, we're going to talk about it. Let's call a thing a thing. But in my real life, I don't care because I already thought he was in there. So I don't need y'all to release the file to confirm to me that he was in the file because I already think he there. MAGA the only ones that need to know. And then what you gonna do about it? Let's say they release the file and Donald Trump is all up and through. What you gonna do about it? Not a goddamn thing. Y'all still gonna go to his rallies. Y'all still gonna defend him. Make excuses for him. Buy his merchandise. So what we doing here? But again, if this is the hill y'all are willing to die on, let it burn. Shall let it burn. Anyway. I have a question, and and this is serious, y'all. I really have a very serious question. And it is 215 of y'all in here. I hope I have about 150 likes. But it's 215 of y'all in here. Y'all, and I'm so serious when I say this. I'm really, really am. I need y'all to be honest with me too. I need y'all to be honest with me because it's 215 of y'all in here. And at least one of y'all in here are going to feel the way that I'm going to be able to answer this question for me. I know everybody going to be like, no, really be no. Because y'all know I'm a teacher and y'all going to say what y'all think I want to hear. But I really need y'all to be honest with me. Like seriously, like real talk. I need y'all to be honest with me about something. went over to the TikTok today. And I guess because I'm in the teacher algorithm or whatever, I started seeing all these videos about parents complaining about buying school supplies. And I did do a couple of stitches and I responded or whatever. But I need, seriously, it's now it's 225 of y'all in here. And I know at least one out of this 225 of y'all, at least one out of this 225 of y'all agree with those parents. What is the issue with teachers? Now, I understand that some of these lists be ridiculous. I can give y'all that. I really can give y'all that. I can give y'all that some of these lists can be a little ridiculous. I really can. But we're not talking about the extreme. We're talking about, can you bring this? Can you bring that? Can you bring blah, 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 blah. Why are parents like, I'm just so confused. I don't get it. Like parents are really mad. One parent talking about the teachers probably keeping the supplies to do what? Well, the problem I had is most of the stuff is never used. Who's not using it? Tell me who's not using it. Because I know I use all of the shit that I get. And even if I don't use it this school year, I have it for next school year. Essence Beauty says, as a teacher, please explain. Please explain. No, please explain. I ain't got it for 20-something students and my family. What is it that you don't have, baby? I think, why do y'all keep saying this stuff doesn't get used? What is it that y'all don't think is getting used? That's what I need to know. Tell me what y'all think isn't being used. Let me read y'all something. My sister sent me my nephew's. So my sisters, I'm going to read. And again, I know some of these lists are extreme. So I can see that. I can see that some teachers be doing too much. I can see that. But let me see. She put it in the group chat. Hold on. Let me find it. Here's my nephew's. Now, my nephew's going into the 3rd grade. Here's my nephew's list. I'm going to read. Lord, now I can't make it bigger, child. Okay. Here's my nephew's list. Okay, I'm going to have to just take my glasses off, Lord. Clorox or similar antibacterial wipes. Box of foamy antibacterial soap. 1 roll of toilet paper. Gallons, a box, no, 2 Clorox wipes. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. A gallon box of Ziploc bags. Gallon size Ziploc bags. 2 boxes of tissues. 1 composition book. 1 pair of kids scissors. 4 packs of glue sticks. A water bottle, a personal refillable water bottle, a backpack without wheels big enough to hold the lunchbox, sweater, folder, etc., and computer headphones. What about that list is unreasonable? I think because all of the supplies are left at the end of the year and they think if they bought for their kids, it should be used by their kids. Based on what? Okay, why do we have to buy the dry markers? Why not? So let me rewind. Let me rewind it. I think people are under the impression that teachers get these supplies. I think people are under the impression that teachers are given these supplies. So the reality of the situation is teachers, in most cases, are not given these supplies. Or if they are given these supplies, they're giving the basic bare minimum of supplies. Now, to be fair, and I can only speak for my experience, not just for me, but the people around me. No, I want y'all to be honest. This is why I'm asking. But this is why. So if it's coming off that I'm fussing, I'm sorry. I'm asking because I really do want to understand. I really do want to understand. You said the school should buy the supplies, not the teachers. I mean, not the parents. In a perfect world, sure, but they don't. That's the problem. In a perfect world, the school should supply everything a teacher needs, but it doesn't. It doesn't. And I have taught in private school, well, charter school, not private school. I've taught in charter school, public school, high school, middle school. The reality of the situation is most school systems do not supply teachers. And what supplies we do get are bare minimum and basic. So, for example, we may get a box of dry erase markers. I don't know how many of you use dry erase markers every day, but a box of dry erase markers lasts maybe 2 months. Maybe. It's 9 months in the school year. For the exception of COVID, I put COVID out of it. For the exception of those 2 or 3 years that we were dealing with COVID, right? I have never been given Clorox wipes, paper towels, box of tissues, hand soap. For the exception of those 3 years of COVID, I have never been given those supplies through the school. Ever. I pay out of pocket. Notebook paper, I pay out of pocket. Notebooks, folders, pens, pencils, everything. The stuff that I decorate my wall with, teachers buy that. When y'all walk into teachers' classrooms and they have these beautifully decorated classrooms, teachers buy that out of their pocket. When did this buy for the entire class mandate start? It wasn't around in the early 90s. I don't know when they started doing that, but I think the idea is if every student contributes to the overall classroom closet, then we don't run out. Now that's an elementary school thing. We don't do that in high school. That's like an elementary school thing, but I think that's where that mindset comes out. You know what I'm saying? It's the 20 glue sticks for me. Well, look, can I ask a question? Why? Why is that an issue? Do you know how many glue sticks your child probably uses in a school year? You do know that when we do a project, and this is on a high school level, we can do 2 projects and a student can use a whole glue stick just using 2, like 20 glue sticks is not a lot. It's not. Like your child probably goes through 20 glue sticks in a school year. I'm not exaggerating. They probably do. Now, again, I understand that some teachers are ridiculous. I have seen some lists that are ridiculous. I give y'all that. I even understand that some teachers are very specific and say, oh, no, I only want this kind. I don't want that kind. But sometimes there's a method to that madness, too. Just like anything else, sometimes generic don't work. But the reality of the situation is we always had school supply lists. Now, I don't know when it changed to, okay, let's make it enough for the whole class, but we always had school supply lists. And again, I understand if you just don't have it. There are some people who just don't have it. And I get that. And I accept it. And I understand it. But a lot of y'all, and when I say y'all, I ain't talking about y'all. I'm saying in general. A lot of y'all that are complaining, y'all got it. Y'all got it. And you know how I know y'all got it? And again, I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all. You know how I know y'all got it? Because them same parents that complain about the glue sticks and the notebooks and the pens and the markers and the paper, their child be coming to school with brand new Jordans on, iPhone 25s, iPads, AirPods, brand new hairdo, haircut, polo, whatever else. You got it. And it's not like they're asking y'all to do this every month. It's the beginning of the school year. It's a list. Boom. But it shouldn't matter if somebody got it or not. We shouldn't be dictating the type of book bag, the type of brands, or anything. Well, again, there's a reason why they don't want y'all bringing book bags with the wheels on there. Number one, they're bulky and they take up space, which becomes a safety issue. Because if your child is walking around with this big ass bulky book bag on wheels all day long, and when they come into class, where does that book? If 30 kids have that book bag, where do those 30 book bags go? Tell me where those 30 book bags go. A lot of times those book bags don't fit in lockers. They're too big to fit in a standard size locker at a school. So your child can't put the book bag in the locker, which means they're forced to walk around with the book bag all day and do what with it? See, there's a reason why they say these things. And if y'all would ask, and I'm not fussing at nobody. I'm just making a statement. If y'all would ask, well, why can't my child have this type of book bag? They'll explain it to y'all. Because there's a reason. It's not just somebody sitting around making up dumbass rules. There are reasons. Those book bags don't fit in lockers. So now your child can't put their book bag up. So they're carrying or rolling a book bag around all day. That's getting in everybody else's way. And if you take that and you multiply it by 300 or however many kids are in your child's school, I've never seen a school here in my state that don't even allow those. I'm saying name brand book bags, like the literally list the name. What school is telling you what type of book bag to buy? They're telling you to buy a certain type of book bag. Now that I would want to know why. Why I can't buy? Why I got to be a Nike book bag? Why I can't be an Adidas book bag? Now I ain't never seen that shit. That's crazy. Now that's crazy, R&D. Now I wish you on that one. Now that I would ask. Just ask. Okay, now that time I did see my screen blink. I saw it that time. Right. They're telling y'all to buy JanSport. They're telling y'all now that I would have a problem with, and that I would ask. Because now you ain't about to sit here and tell me what type of book bag I'm gonna buy. Anyway, I'm saying all this to say, you guys, as a teacher, I'm saying to you guys, and I respect y'all's opinion. Again, y'all don't have to agree with me, and I don't want to come off like I'm fussing. But I was a little frustrated earlier when I was looking at these videos because I was like, what the fuck? But understand, when it comes to teachers, we, as much as y'all might think we should, we don't. And there is no other job that you are expected to go to where you don't get your basic supplies. And again, when I say basic, I mean basic. And if I do end up with stuff at the end of the school year, you know what I do with it? I pack it up and I use it the next school year. I'm not bringing it. I'm not living off of school supplies that other people bought me. What am I? Y'all, for real, like real talk. What do y'all think teachers are doing with them? So if we end up at the end of the year with an extra box of tissue, do y'all really think that's changing my quality of life here at my house? If I got an extra box, I bring home a box of tissue in June. Do y'all really think that's changing? If I have a box of ballpoint pens, what y'all think I'm doing selling it on the black market? Like, what do y'all think so what if we end up with supplies at the end of the year? What do y'all really think we're doing with them? We're saving them until next year. Like for real. And I promise you, I spend way more money on school supplies than y'all do buying them school supplies you buy at the beginning of the year. Multiply that list by 4, and then you might be close to what I spend in one school year on school supplies. And I'm not even saying that to be funny. That's real talk. Real talk. There are times when I go to the dollar store, and I walk out of there with $50, $60 worth of supplies. And that's at the dollar store. We ain't talking about Amazon and Staples and Target, the dollar store. Anyway, I'm done with that. Clearly, Really B, you are blowing your nose with the tissue and writing nasty notes with the pens and sticky notes. Right. Y'all probably wouldn't want to even see school supply. Child, when I tell you I pack that shit, I don't bring none of that stuff home. Let me tell you something. My work bag is sitting over there on that floor. It's under that table right there on the floor. Ask me where I put my work bag on the last day of school. Y'all want to take a guess where my work bag went the last day of school? Right there on that floor underneath that table. And it's probably not going to move until it's time for me to go back to work. I ain't plugged in my computer. I ain't looked in that bag. I don't know what's in that bag. Matter of fact, I'm telling y'all a lie. I looked in that bag today because I was looking for a pen. I was looking for a pen. I went in that bag today and there was a bottle of water in there. I said, what am I doing with this bottle of water in my work bag like that? And I took the bottle of water out. That bag has been sitting there since the last day of school. I have not moved it. I ain't thought about it. Well, until today. Anyway, y'all, let's get into these last couple of stories, child. I didn't mean to go. I saw that before I went live, child. I was over on the tiki-taki, child. I was over on the tiki-taki. Okay. So remember the other day, when we were talking about the Tasha K. R. Kelly lawsuit, and I told you guys I had the lawsuit and I will read it if I can find it. Listen, I can't find it. I have no idea what that damn lawsuit is. I have I have searched my email under every, and I know I had it because I read it. So I know I had it. I just can't figure out where it is. It may not even, I don't know, but I can't find it. But what I did do was I found an article. We're just going to read through the article because I just want a refresher on what the lawsuit is with Tasha K and R. Kelly. So here it is. I'm going to just read you guys this article, this refreshing about the lawsuit, reading the whole. Okay. R. Kelly sues the Federal Prison Bureau for allegedly leaking private info to YouTube hosts. All right, it says the singer claims the feds illegally shared sensitive jailhouse info with a gossip blogger named Tasha K. R. Kelly is suing in a complaint filed Monday, November the 13th, and I think this is 2023. I think this is dated. Hold on, let me go back to the top. Yeah, 2023. So this lawsuit was filed in 2023, you guys. November 2023 in Chicago federal court, Kelly's lawyers say an unnamed Bureau of Prisons agent illegally accessed Kelly's digital prison records, including recordings of private phone calls with his girlfriend and lawyers, and sold them to Tasha K, who then broadcast them online to more than 1 million followers. The defendant, United States of America, breached its duty of care to the plaintiff when it allowed countless BOP officers to access plaintiff's confidential information without any legal basis to do so. The lawsuit, which also names Tasha K as a defendant, Letitia Keeby, as a defendant, claims that the influencer then rallied her massive following to harass the plaintiff and the use of the stolen information and created chaos in the plaintiff's personal life. The leaks left Kelly isolated and fearful to communicate with his attorneys or other third parties. The lawsuit claims because he knew it could be released to the general public for mass exploitation. Kelly was convicted. So then it just goes into him being convicted. Then it talks about Tasha K and how she lost to Cardi B. In his new lawsuit, Kelly claims that Keeby first published private information in November of 2019, starting with a video called R. Kelly Can't Control His Girlfriends While Behind Bars. That contained information Keeby said came from a phone tap somewhere. That's in quotes. Later posts allegedly divulged more personal information, including highly sensitive communication with his legal team. The communications related to personal and family problems, romantic interests, health problems, literacy issues, and issues related to the defense of his pending criminal case, Kelly's lawyers write. According to the lawsuit, an internal BOP investigation revealed that an unnamed officer had pulled Kelly's records from the agency's TrueView system, a digital database of information on prisoners. The officer then allegedly scanned them and emailed the scan to third parties, including Tasha K, aka Letitia Keeby. But that probe ended without any action against the officer, Kelly's lawyers claim. No charges were brought against defendant Officer A, and the government has refused to reveal any details about the investigation, including identity of Officer A, Bonjean wrote on Monday's complaint. In short, there has been a cover-up of the rampant BOP misconduct that is ongoing. Kelly's lawyers claim that illegal leaks continued even after the BOP was made aware of the initial disclosure to Tasha K. They cited a report last summer by the Washington Post about Kelly's $25,000 in commissary funds, a report that resulted in federal prosecutors seizing the money to pay off his victims. In technical legal terms, Kelly's lawyers alleged that the leaks amounted to negligence and invasion of his privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, civil theft, and civil conspiracy. They also claim that the officer who stole the records violated the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, a federal statute that makes computer hacking illegal. A spokesperson for the BOP declined to comment, citing agency policy and pending litigation. An attorney who has represented Tasha K on other matters did not immediately return a request for comment. So that is the lawsuit that Tasha K thought was being thrown out because R. Kelly's lawyers failed to meet deadlines, but a judge has reinstated. Discovery is due by December the 25th. All discovery is due by December the 25th, and there is a status hearing in January of 2026. How are they going to sue her for selling something that she legally was allowed to purchase? The agent wasn't allowed to sell it, but she did her job, and I don't like Tasha. Well, if she knowingly purchased something that was gotten that she wasn't supposed to have, that's a crime. If somebody steals my Rolex watch and offers to sell it to you, and you knowingly buy my watch knowing it was stolen property, that is illegal. Now, if you didn't know the watch was stolen, yeah, sure. But Tasha knew she wasn't supposed to have that damn information. Everybody knows you ain't supposed to have that information. Attorney communication, emails between him and his attorneys, emails between him and his girlfriends, information about how much money is on his commissary. That is not, if you can't get it through freedom of information, you ain't supposed to have it. And if she knowingly purchased information that she knew she wasn't supposed to have legally, that's a crime. At least that's my understanding. Now, I didn't go to nobody's law school, but that's my understanding, is that that's a crime. No, Tracy, you don't have to pull it, child. And matter of fact, don't worry about pulling it until something new. When Discovery come in, yeah, I want to know that. I want if that Discovery start coming through, hell yeah, I want to know that information. You know. Yes, we're going to have to see the connection. They are going to have to prove that she legally knew it was off limits. We all know she shouldn't have it, but now what can Robert prove? Well, again, if it's information that you can't get through freedom of information, you ain't supposed to have it. But I understand what you're saying. And again, I ain't nobody's attorney. So again, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So there you go. Now I do have this lawsuit, but I don't have time to read it today. So if y'all want me to read through it, we can do another live and we can go through the actual lawsuit. But Candance Owens is being sued by the damn president of France. Do you understand for you to get sued by now? Trump don't count because Trump sue everybody. But do you understand how low down you have to be to get sued by a real president of a country? Because Donald Trump, again, he don't count. And like I said, thanks to Tracy, I do have this actual lawsuit, so I can we can read through it, do a separate live and just read through the actual details because y'all know these articles never give you the full detail; they just give you the salacious stuff. But let's read through this article, child. French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte filed a 22-count defamation lawsuit in the United States against right-wing podcaster Candance Owens Wednesday over the claim that Brigitte could be a man. The lawsuit filed in Delaware Superior Court alleges Owens has broadcast a relentless year-long campaign of defamation against the Macrons, according to a statement from Tom Clare, their lawyer. In March, conservative commentator Candance Owens revived an absurd conspiracy theory with a YouTube video titled, Is France's First Lady a Man? According to the complaint. Promoted widely on X, Owens said the conspiracy theory was likely the biggest scandal in political history. Since then, Owens has produced numerous videos about Brigitte for her nearly 4.5 million YouTube subscribers, including a multi-part series called Becoming Brigitte. The lawsuit further claims she has also sold merchandise promoting the claim. The Macron's attorney told Tom Clare told CNN Wednesday that they had asked Owens to stop making the claim for about a year and filed the lawsuit as a last resort after she refused. The complaint alleges Owens was the first person to bring these baseless claims to the U.S. media and an international audience. The couple are suing for punitive damages and allege that they have suffered substantial economic damages, including loss of future business opportunities. On Instagram, Owens posted a screenshot Wednesday of an article referencing the Macron's lawsuit and a picture of the couple with the caption, I will be coming for this wig today. Stay tuned. She later posted a video on YouTube saying the lawsuit was an obvious and desperate public relations strategy. CNN has reached out to Owens for comment. Separately, Brigitte sued two French women for spreading similar claims in 2022. After winning the initial case this year, the women won an appeal, and the lawsuit will go to a higher court. According to the statement, these retraction demands to Owens were accompanied by incontrovertible evidence disproving her allegation and proving, among other things, that Ms. Macron was born a woman named Brigitte, that she was not a blood relative of the president, and that the Macrons are not being controlled or blackmailed by unknown forces by a CNN-linked program. Owens has used false statements to promote her independent platform, gain notoriety, and make money, the official complaint said. The claims caused tremendous damage to the Macrons, and the complaint added, every time they leave their home, they do so knowing that countless people have heard and many believe those vile fabrications is an invasive, dehumanizing, and deeply unjust. Claire said, what people forget is these are human beings. This is a married couple. They have a social life. They have a private life together. They have the same feelings and the same hurt from these sorts of defamatory statements as anybody would, and it does have a material impact on them. They are seeking punitive damages against Owens and her business entities for 22 counts of defamation, false light, and defamation by implication. Oh, Lord, I hit the button. Sorry. Claire declined to say the amount of money they were seeking, but warned that if Owens continued to double down on the claim, it'll be a substantial award. At a Paris event in March of 2024, he addressed the rumor around his wife, saying the worst part of being a president was having to deal with the false information and fabricated stories. People end up believing them, and it disrupts your life, even in your most private moments. What do we think about this? Yeah, she's got 4.5 million subs. Absolutely. So what do we think about this, y'all? I mean, here's how I feel about it. Again, I ain't nobody's attorney, so I'm not speaking to the legal standard. But I will say, if she was saying these things and she was told they weren't true and was given evidence to prove that they weren't true, yet she continued to say them and spew this conspiracy theory, I feel like that's a problem. Like if you're saying something about me and I'm not only am I telling you it's not true, but I'm giving you evidence to prove that it's not true. And I'm saying, can you please stop saying this? Because here's the proof. I was born a woman. Me and him are not related. Here's the proof that I was born a woman. Here's the proof that show that we are not related. Can you stop? And she still doesn't stop. I mean, it sounds very Tasha K-like to me when Cardi was like, girl, it's not true. Stop saying that. And the fact that in 2022, they sued other people who were spreading this lie says that Candance, at the very least, or, I guess you should know that they're saying this isn't true. Sure. Last but not least, child, speaking of Cardi B, Cardi B getting sued too. All these lawsuits. It must be suing season, child. It must be suing season, honey. Cardi B is being sued for battery after Las Vegas mic throwing incident. If y'all remember last year, Cardi was doing a concert down to Vegas and somebody threw a drink in her face and she threw the microphone at them and cussed them out. Well, the person who got hit with that microphone is now suing, okay? An Ohio woman is suing Cardi B with claims the rapper overreached and forcefully threw a microphone at her in retaliation for the small portion of a drink that the woman splashed on stage during a concert 2 years ago. See, this is the shit that I don't like. This is the shit that I don't like. Don't be trying to minimize what you did. Don't be trying to minimize what you did. I'm going to see if I can find that video. You threw the drink in her face while she was performing. You didn't accidentally spill a drink. A little sprinkle didn't get on her. You threw the drink in that woman's face. Now, I'm not saying that made it okay that she threw the microphone at you, but I think that was just a gut reaction like, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But anyway. The woman says the incident, which was investigated by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department but did not result in any criminal charges against Cardi B, caused her severe emotional distress, shock, humiliation, and physical injury. In the new 16-page complaint obtained by Rolling Stone, the Jane Doe plaintiff says she was on a solo trip to Nevada to see the Grammy-winning Bodak Yellow singer perform when the incident that was caught on video from multiple angles unfolded at the Beach Club on July the 29th of 2023. Oh, damn, that was 2 years ago. The woman says Cardi B was on stage amid visibly hot temperature conditions and verbally requested that the audience splash her with water. Now, that might be a different conversation. Now, Cardi, did you ask some people to throw water on you? According to the lawsuit, Cardi B implicitly authorized light splashing from drinks and poured water from a bottle over her own body before striking a pose. Whoa, that felt good, the rapper allegedly said as concert goers threw various liquids towards the stage. The filing alleges. Now, that might be a horse of a different color. Okay. Acting in accordance with the environment created by Cardi B's expressed words, the conduct, and in a manner consistent with the other attendees, Jane Doe splashed a small portion of her drink in Cardi's direction. In apparent anger and without warning, Cardi B then aggressively and intentionally launched her microphone directly at Jane Doe, striking and injuring her, the lawsuit claims. The plaintiff and her lawyers allege that I Like It Like That rapper knew or should have known that the water-throwing conduct she purportedly invited posed little threat of physical injury compared to chucking a dense and blunt object such as a microphone. They also allege that shortly after the incident, the microphone was put up for auction. That's not funny. The microphone was put up for auction by its owner in an event that further publicized the incident and exasperated the plaintiff's emotional stress. With the microphone. Who the fuck bought the Who bought the microphone? Y'all, what is wrong with y'all? Who bought the microphone, y'all? Oh, God. Child. Hold on. Child. Who bought that damn microphone? Y'all, what is wrong with y'all? All right, let's look at this video. This look like the video. So Cardi B is saying somebody splashed me with water. So that is her asking for the water, but let's look at the actual incident. Okay.
There has been this recent trend of concert goers throwing objects, food, and drinks at artists performing at concerts, and Cardi B is now one of those celebrities. A video recently surfaced of a fan who threw a drink on the rapper during a concert. However, in Cardi fashion, she threw her microphone in response to the fan. There's some speculation whether the microphone actually hit that person who threw the drink, or if it hit the person beside them, but the intent from Cardi was to hit her. Do you think Cardi was in the right for how she responded?
Let me see if I can find. I want to see, because you said, hold on, let me see. Is this one? Hold on. You know what, though? I think, so here's what I think the difference is, y'all. So I'm going to let it play. I don't want y'all, because it's so, the music is playing. I think the difference is when she asked them to throw the drinks on her, she was engaging with the crowd. You know how artists do in between songs and stuff. But when that happened, she was literally performing. She was doing Bodak Yellow. I don't want to play it too loud, but she was actually rapping in that moment. I think there's a difference. So yeah, we saw her bantering with the crowd saying, yeah, throw some water on me. Yeah. But then when she actually started rapping, that moment had passed. She wasn't telling y'all to throw water on her anymore. Right. There's the difference. Girl, she was literally performing. When we saw that clip, that first clip, she was talking to the crowd, engaging with her fans, like, throw some water on me, y'all. But when she started rapping, I don't think she wanted you to throw water on her while she was trying to rap. If I tell Sakina to throw real water on me and Busy does it, am I not justified in knocking Busy out? Why you gotta bring Busy into it? Just be for real, water and ice will catch you off guard. Right. So I think there's the difference, ma'am. There's the difference, child. And I'm going to say the same thing about her that people try to say about assault victims. What took you 2 years? Why it take you 2 years to file a lawsuit? And then what people say about victims, why it take them 2 years to file a lawsuit? Girl, this happened in 2023. Anyway, child, that's all I got for y'all today. I think I hit everything, child. We was here, but we weren't here as long as we were yesterday. But let me go here and watch Big Brother, honey. I don't think I'm gonna get to Real Housewives of Miami tonight because I have something to do. But when I get back, when I get home from the gym tomorrow, I'm going to the gym in the morning. When I get home from the gym tomorrow, I'm gonna do something, child. I gotta do a couple of lives, and then I'm gonna go over my parents' house, and then when I get home tomorrow night, we have the Whether You Like It or Not. Okay. But didn't Cardi pay her medical expenses? I'm not even sure anymore. Like I said, that was 2 years ago. She probably did. She probably did. But see, that's why I don't pay to be nice. She should have got that lady to sign some paperwork. She should have got her to sign some paperwork. Anyway, let me go, y'all, so I can go watch me some Big Brother and relax. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.